I We're live. Hello. Welcome to the Midnight Club podcast official first episode.
Yes,
Sponsored
sir.
by insert sponsor here. And that's basically it actually. On this here as well. Chat's on screen. We're chilling. Let's go, Funky, let's go. Hee, it's cool. You liked it? I think it's pretty cool.
I do actually like it.
I think it's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool.
See, I told you. I told you first
Funky
thing.
tune.
I told you first thing. The camera. I told you. I know everybody who shows up. That's gonna be. They're gonna put hearts around the. Okay, this is not a love podcast. This is simply the finest. Stop smoking. I have chicken noodle
The finest
soup as well.
water on the market. It's Clayton Levin's water.
Yeah, I need to cover the label. Using Zoom? Relax, bud. Maybe. Go to class. I've never used Zoom for anything other than romantical purposes. Isn't that funny? Can you raid the Zoom? No, because I don't have a layout for more than 2 people right now. This is basically
the highlight of today.
True. True. It's new.
It is.
Not Fortnite XD. Although we can talk about Fortnite, chat, honestly.
We can.
I have some. I probably have some opinions, but it's a lot of stuff I've already spouted, so I'm not sure. Maybe the squeaky chair has to go as well.
Funny.
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, that's all I have. You got what do you think?
Welcome to class, students. Right off the bat, the main topic here is nothing. We're just having a first full-on open conversation. So whatever you want to discuss right now, we're gonna go with it.
Yeah. True that.
And if we do have something to say, we will.
True that. We got backup stuff too, but
we got a lot of subjects, but we just want to go with what you guys.
Is he in class? Is this really what this looks like? This really looks like we're in class. Good God.
The Midnight Club class.
Like super duper detention then. The sun went down. Science or history? I mean, we actually could though. That's the thing. What would you say, Amna? What would you say the purpose of the podcast is? No, I'm not in class. Chill. I'm not in class. Stop saying that. Next person who says that is getting banned.
Let's ban that guy.
I'm kidding.
For real though.
I would never ban my son. Watch me. Watch me.
I mean, we got some drama right off the bat. The tea is spilling.
I have seen people stream themselves doing their homework before. Well, I haven't watched it, but I've heard of people doing it.
They're bored.
I've seen Drew. I'm just playing around. And we just got off Fortnite. We came in. It was first, second, and first. That game in the middle pissed me off. It was really tempting to kill that guy. I didn't. I don't know
Kill him.
who was it. Just Funky who was watching, and you. My guy built a gas station like by himself.
Yeah, I saw that.
But he gave us gas and then smacked our tire.
Yeah, I saw that. That was kind of sus if you ask me. At least you didn't pay him, you know? People people play with mats and stuff. It's kind of hilarious.
True.
Maybe that's why he did it.
Oh, that's gonna be. Yeah, maybe. You know, you're probably right. He wanted mats.
Maybe.
I should have shot him
Or
right then and there.
something.
Guess
That's what I
who's
was-
streaming? Me. I don't know.
Guess who it is?
Guess who, brother? It's your loudest yeet for money. Well, there's that. Wait, there's a clip for that. There is a clip for what you just asked for. I'm not kidding. I was not at my. You were not at your house. You couldn't watch. Oh, okay, I see. I see. I see. Do that, man. Are you home now? Oh, don't call me good boy. You're good. There's no command for it though. I gotta find that clip. That was a long time ago. And I forget why. I forget why what my friend said, but he said I feel like he said something about screaming "eat" really loud, and I was like, okay. And I took this mic, this poor mic, and I yeeted so loud that the sound cut out. And my voice was messed up for like a week after.
Dang.
No, I'm exaggerating.
Oh. Shit. I was like, huh?
But it did. Okay, my throat did hurt though. My throat actually hurt, and I was afraid of scaring the neighbors.
Fat rep.
But yeah, another purpose of this is to involve the chat, give the chat a little bit of attention. You're fragile. I haven't heard your loudest yeet.
Wrap mocha with bubble wrap.
I'm a delicate flower. Yeah. You knock him out with three. Who? Me or Funky? You'd probably knock someone out with your breath. I bet. Me? Yeah, with your breath or your stench, but that's about it. Alright, I'm kidding. I don't want to pick a fight. Chat. Anybody.
What?
I want you all to have a good experience.
Come up.
What's gonna honestly be the content here? What we're saying or what's popping up in the corner of the screen? You have bones
Honestly,
made
it
of
could be
plastic? Maybe. How long do I work out a day? Now I only work out about an hour, but I used to do like 2 hours a day. I just
Yeah,
got.
because you know he got bigger and he's all like, yeah, I don't need
No,
just an
no,
hour, and half of
no.
it is him sitting down
What-
on his phone.
No, listen. Okay, well, I don't sit down. I pace around on my phone. I normally don't sit
Yeah,
down.
yeah.
Like, I feel like when you're working out, if you sit down, I feel like it messes with you. Because the other thing is apparently being in the seated position is actually like not good for your body or your
Ah,
musculature. That's why I don't like to do it, but every once in a while. No, when I was my biggest, I was working out maybe like an hour and a half. Do I work out however long my playlist is? No. No. I would be dead.
imagine, dude, like 14-hour playlist. Holy.
Yeah.
I'll probably
Um,
be drained
yeah.
and dead. I won't be able to walk for the next 3 days.
Well, that's the best part of working out is like that first time you hit legs, you're sore.
I know it sucks. Been there.
It sucks, but it's also like
It
feel like you
feels
did
good, but it
something.
sucks. And yeah,
Are we talking about the podcast? What do you mean? What do you want to know about it? Did I do taekwondo? No, I don't. Does Omna still work out? Maybe.
no, not really. To be honest, that's a fat rip.
Maybe.
The only time I work out is eating.
SR's off. You know, I wonder if this would go well with
I don't think it will.
like
I mean,
non-copyrighted background music. I don't know if that would make it better or worse. I feel like it's not necessary, but I'm not sure.
like music with no lyrics.
Right, right, yeah, like something in the just
Like
the
beats.
yeah,
Some stuff.
not sure. Well, with
That's
lo-fi, maybe. How's my day been? It's been good. How's your day? I got to work out in
it's been
today.
lit.
Yeah, how's yours been? Well, how was the? Did you okay? Did you have the McFlurry? Let's start there.
Yeah.
Was
I
that
just
good?
had.
Was that good?
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. But the rest of my day was pretty, here and there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll say the euphemism would be it's had its ups and downs.
Yeah, yeah.
Your workout is headbanging.
Oh my god. The only thing that's growing muscles is Funky's head.
Funky, wait. Okay, don't do what I'm about to say because this is actually like low key dangerous. But what if you like imagine laying down flat, putting like something with like a pound or two on the back of your head and just doing this?
No, no, that's not even.
It's no, it's not good. Somebody said no. There was an exercise. I would never recommend it.
On your upper back, sure, but
There
on your
was
head?
somebody that said something like, and I think it was for the neck, but I'm not sure. But
It's
no,
just something
no, I wouldn't.
stupid to
I
do.
wouldn't recommend it. But I'm just imagining like headbang exercise.
Yeah.
Imagine how light your head would feel though. You have a huge neck in a couple of years, maybe. I want my viewers. No, I don't want them to hurt themselves.
Dude, he's gonna be no one neck.
No, terrible idea. I'm dead serious. Don't do that. It's something I heard about once, and I felt like it
I don't
applied.
recommend. Don't listen. No.
Don't
Don't take any.
This is also
of,
for entertainment purposes. Not. This is not. Yeah. Don't.
Don't do it.
Don't take me too seriously.
Stay safe, kiddos.
So take advice from Amna. I don't know.
I mean,
I would say just take anything in this general vicinity with a grain of salt.
yeah.
You're not responsible for anything.
Yep.
This bottom section is going to be for disclaimers.
Disclaimer: don't take anything we say seriously, and thank you.
She does. Yeah, she does.
I mean, I need myself to look at myself in the mirror and give myself advice sometimes. If that makes any sense. It's like I give people good advice and I tend to help them, but I can't ever help myself. Like I can't. It's never as effective, like ever.
I feel like a lot of people, she like, oh, you know, like
Like
they're,
therapists, dude. A lot of therapists has a lot of issues that
yeah,
they're really bad, but yet
yeah.
they still tend they have the power to help.
Well, do therapists tend to be trained with like
There shouldn't be
methods
emotionally
that,
attached. Yeah,
right?
they shouldn't be emotionally attached to what the like they're saying. So like they're not supposed to cry. They're not supposed to. They have to be professionally trained to handle what can come to them or what
Well,
can happen.
right, but they have a knowledge of applying psychology to people, right? So where they say, okay, like this is the problem you're experiencing. Like here's an actual like applicable method by which like here's something you can actually do, or like an exercise that will help your problem, or do they mostly just listen? How much advice do they give versus listen?
Depends. It depends on how, because every therapist has their own techniques. Sometimes like there's different types of things. For example, people need medications. People need physical help. People need
Well, right,
mental
there's
help. Like
physical therapy too, yeah.
you can't just give a person advice and think that it's gonna help them. Like
Well, right. Well,
nothing.
that's the. I
Some
mean,
some people take it as no. Some people take it as oh like oh yeah I can accept that, but at the same time it's not making any difference for me.
right.
It's
Well,
basically coming in an ear and going out the other way. It's like nothing is very much helpful because it's like I I can hear advice from today and on. It's not gonna impact me as much
that's the thing is
as
if
me.
yeah, you're in the middle of a problem and then somebody just flat out just tries to give advice. It's like they're gonna be, and
Yeah,
then
because people want to be heard. People that need help want to be heard more than they want to be given advice. Trust me, and I know it. Because like, you can't keep giving people advice forever, but you still can hear them let things out. Because people tend to feel better when they let things out. That's not for everyone, obviously.
but yeah, that's what I'm curious about
It takes
therapists.
a
Like,
lot of
how much do they listen
practice.
around,
They listen a
before they
lot.
turn around and say, okay, well now paying me like here's what.
It's not about the money, to be honest. It's like
Oh, I know, but I'm just wondering what their
it's
methods are compared to somebody who's just like a good friend. Like,
I wish I knew much. I wish I had the experience to. I mean, I'm still learning, but if I
I don't know
had
how
the
good I could.
ability, then I'll possibly.
Mocha, what on earth? I think it's your bedtime. Too. Yeah, dude, there's gonna be so much beef in the chat, and it's all gonna show. That's so funny. Like half of the content is gonna be us, and then the other half is gonna be the quiet beef in the corner. Yeah, I'm gonna stay for. Really block.
What are the things that you do that you feel is like self therapy? Like
Self
it's like
therapy.
therapeutic. Yeah, like
There.
some like people do art because it's therapeutic.
Oh,
People
okay.
do bake because it's therapeutic. I feel like it's like it's not okay baking for me. It's like therapeutic, but at the same time, I still feel anxious when I do it. It's like you expect something and sometimes the result isn't, and then you're disappointed of the results. But at the same time, you feel good about doing it.
I think it
There's a
depends
lot of
if
different.
something's bothering me versus like if I'm versus like if something was bothering me, then maybe either anything I could get my mind off of it or anything I could do to get to feel like I'm taking some sort of step to rectify whatever's bothering me. But like if I'm feeling anxious, for example, I feel like I need to do something that's gonna draw my attention away from self. Like there's certain I feel like there's
Yeah.
certain little games you can play like on your phone or like another I feel like helped. Like when I was anxious a lot last year, one thing I felt like was helping was watching movies because it would be like an hour and a half into the movie, I finally was feeling as anxious right now. But like there's certain games that I feel like they can really like calming ones. But it's like just enough to draw your attention like right away from yourself. What's up, right? Just enough to draw your attention away from yourself, but like not be anything crazy. And then like next thing you know, like you forget everything. But honestly, like there's definitely been times where I felt like there's nothing like man, people breathing or like yoga. I've never done yoga, but I've tried like stretching.
People meditate. People tend to some therapists give people advice to meditate.
I
Like
could
tell them
see,
to
yeah, I could see
just to
meditation
relax, like
working,
relax.
yeah, after like one of the as one of those things that you practice, and then
No,
after a
but
while,
when so what I think my perspective is when you like when you start doing it, you feel like it helps because you believe like in your head that it's helping. But after like a while of you doing it, I feel like it's the mindset in your brain is like that whatever you're used to is starting to fade away, and you don't feel like it's helpful anymore because you're used to doing it.
uh,
Like sometimes people actually have that
okay.
like fall into that sometimes.
Well, I've heard that people who meditate, like their brain waves are actually they're, they supposedly do think clearer in general. Like their brains are a lot quieter. But I don't know. Like
I
there's other versions of medit. Like some people sit there and they try to think about nothing, but then there's some people. One guy he said no, you can meditate anytime you want. You what you do is you just whatever you're hearing, just listen. Just listen to whatever
yeah.
sounds are around you, and every time you stray from that, just remember.
Like if I ever tried meditating, I don't think it's gonna help me because my brain is a machine. Like I'm not
Right,
gonna stop
right. So's
thinking.
mine.
It's like it's not gonna be helpful
Yeah,
whatsoever to me. It's not gonna be effective.
but you gotta
Which
watch your thoughts too, and as opposed to trying to clear them out. I think like you just sort of watch them and say, okay, like this is what I'm seeing going on in this brain. This brain isn't
thoughts do
necessarily,
affect, to be honest.
huh?
Like thoughts do affect. Like think
They
overthinking
no, they do,
affects you.
they do,
Overthinking hurts you. Like hurts you.
they do.
Overthinking makes you overthink everything. Obviously, it's called overthinking, but
Right?
yeah, thinking is like very
Yeah. But like you literally can't like if I said don't think of like a monkey, it's like you're only going to think if you try
yeah.
not to. So if you say
That's why it's not gonna work for me.
right, so
Like
if you
someone,
say
I hate when people like. To be honest, I hate when people tell me calm down,
right, same
or I
thing.
hate when people tell me what's going on. Like
Right,
I've literally my dad's always like tell me, like what? It's like I don't know how to tell you what's going on, and if I do tell you, it's either gonna put me in a bad position or situation, or put you in something. It's
right,
like I don't know how to put it. I don't know how to put it out. I don't know how to explain it because I can't explain how I feel sometimes. It's just in my physical. It's like whatever's happening is happening to me physically and mentally, and this happens to a lot of people.
Right. Right. No, right. I think um what I was
Should I
gonna
open my
say,
camera?
it's up to you. What I
I
was
don't know
gonna
how good
say,
it would look as soon as I open it. Is it on?
yeah. Now I'm on the other side.
Are you?
Yeah, it's completely good. It's
Oh
good.
yeah, you are.
What I was gonna say is,
Yes.
I mean, again, it's like I feel like it only helps to a certain degree, but if you can accept whatever is in your mind, if you can like come to some sort of acceptance that it's there, I feel like that's actually the fastest way to get it to go away. Is
True.
by saying like, okay, it's here. I can't do anything about it, so let's just let it be here. Get comfortable inside the discomfort, and then when that happens, I feel like it's a little bit better because you can't keep fighting the same
Yeah,
thing
you can't.
over and over again. But if you can like sort of get comfortable with it, even though it exists, I feel like that's maybe a better thing to try. But it's definitely easier said than. Dude, this beef in the chat is like still going.
I know.
I'm just like taking the free. Like people are gonna watch this and they're gonna. I'm just gonna like drift away, and they're just gonna be reading in the corner like. Does he like they're
I
gonna be
see it
watching.
happening
They're
though.
gonna be then they're gonna wait for the next episode in like a week, and they're gonna be like, I want to see like, are they, okay, he's here, he's here. Is he unblocked? You know
They
what I'm
got
saying?
like serious beef going on, and we are like talking about other things.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
chat is a whole different subject, and we're like
That's what.
somewhere
Yeah,
else,
yeah.
which is hilarious to me.
Just get triggered. Mocha, don't you do most of the triggering to people? I mean, you've posted some pretty graphic imagery before.
Mocha's the toxic one, I think. I mean, what do I know?
I mean, I'm not even trying to pin it at him. I'm just saying, like, I feel like I feel like there's been. Well, also, just if you
Me having stream on for chat.
if you want to get in on this, whatever this drama is down here, join the Discord. Discord in the it's below the stream, but you can go in the description. I'll link the Discord. You can see like real time what's going on with this drama here.
It's always
And I'm
there's always tea going on. There's always
there's always
drama going
something
on.
going on. Yeah, I'm eating chicken noodle soup. It was just I was starving. I thought I was gonna die, and then
Canola soup is a snack now, Clay.
it's not a meal.
And it's not. It's a like a
I guess
like
I'm
a
sick. Right. It's a weird. It's I don't like eating it like normally.
no. It's not a meal. It's a start. No,
Uh,
it's a main
appetizer.
course. Yeah, appetizer. Exactly.
Appetizer.
An
Yeah.
appetizer for.
Okay. There's some good soups out there. Some good Italian soups. Honestly.
I don't think I've tried chicken noodle soup.
I mean, it's baked. This was out of a
I don't
can.
think I've ever tried it.
I will say though about eating Italian, it's like they give you the soup and they're like, do you want more breadsticks? Do you want more salad? Do you want more soup? And then their
Yeah.
soups are like they have some thick and creamy. Like there's that one at Olive Garden that I eat. It's really thick and creamy. It's like I'm full, and then they give me enough pasta for
That's
like
what
four
the only
meals.
soup I
And then they have the best
do.
desserts. They have the chocolate mousse cake. It's like, dude, I'm literally gonna die.
I only drink. I mean, I only. Yeah, is it? Do you eat soup? No, you drink soup.
Eat soup. I would say you eat. You think I
Whatever
might be
the
having
case.
Taco Bell tonight? No. Okay, Taco Bell. Listen.
No, I don't think Clay wants diarrhea in like an hour or two. Unless, um,
Next podcast. Hey guys, so I had Taco Bell before this, but the show must go on. So
update. Taco Bell ain't doing me any good.
I could do a Taco Bell stream. Leighton goes to Taco Bell stream. Could be worse. Well, I know somebody who does, and it sucks.
I don't know how good. Okay, I don't know how to do. Let me. Where's my?
I think Funky's right.
What is it?
It's 1:48 a.m. for you.
Yeah, actually is 1:48 a.m. for me. What do people do at 1:48 a.m.? Podcast.
Yeah, they get together and they read at night. But yeah, the soup is pretty much done. It's just mmm. But, and I don't know if this is gonna make the stream tonight or not. There is Coke in the fridge, and God knows I want my milk tonight. So I can have my cookies and milk. There's more chat beef. I'm literally just gonna let that. I'm not.
Yeah, that's gonna be the podcast. Just the chat. No, the chat is here.
The chat is the chat. Yeah, you're pointing at it.
Okay.
I need to put like socials down in this, like.
Yeah, in this whole
In that bar,
down
yeah.
there.
Socials.
Like not where the
next
chat
to it.
is, but the
Next
other
to
side.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everything.
Do that. You're back. Welcome back, dude. Welcome back. How's your day going? So what did you say? What you were talking about baking?
Yeah, I was talking about like.
But again, it's like only so much
It's
you can do
therapeutic.
sometimes, right?
I mean, being impatient and trying to
Right.
bake as a way of like it's being therapeutic is very hard because I'm always like I hate doing like I like to experiment with bread, let's say, but again, it's like very time like consuming. It's like I have to you need anybody that does bread
Mm.
has to have patience in everything
Yeah.
because like you have to wait for the yeast, and after you and sourdough is even worse. Sourdough is like you can wait 5 to 7 days or overnight or maybe longer depending on how your naturally like yeast is.
Oh yeah.
But like I've done sourdough a lot, and I just tend to do the then no, you have to feed the yeast too, which is like another
You have
whole
to feed the
process. You have to
yeast.
I have to feed it with water
You
and then
also have to
see how
feed the beast.
big
Did
it
you know
is.
that?
Oh my god.
No,
Oh
that's.
boy.
Uh,
But sourdough's really good.
you make that
If
into
you make
French
garlic.
toast.
No,
Garlic
no.
bread.
French toast is made with brioche bread. It's the
Brioche.
best to me.
That's my bad. Yes.
Yeah, sourdough is like
I
garlic bread,
I got them mixed up.
just bread and butter. You can make like smoked turkey sandwiches with it. You can make everything with it.
What's up,
Like
Alpha
an
Noob?
egg sandwich.
Yeah.
Cooking stream? Question mark? Yo, 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 yo. Clay in his kitchen, me in my kitchen, me telling him what to do, but step by step.
And
I
me
mean,
destroying it. Ooh.
yo, 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 yo,
Okay,
yo.
that's straight up rude, right? No. What's happening?
Dang.
We're just chilling. Fucking podcast. What's the actual definition of a podcast? Like, what actually is one? Like, what meets what? is the requirements to where once you meet those requirements, you're actually doing a podcast as opposed to like
It's like
just chatting. Hog chimp, I like that. Me and her have talked about cooking before.
it's gonna be. We need better. I need good equipment if I wanna.
Yeah, it would be
Oh, are you
easier
talking
if we
in
were.
stream or not on stream?
It would be easier if we were together and then like one of us, you would
Yeah,
be
true
on
that.
like you'd be on the camera or something, like holding the
What
camera,
I wanna,
telling me what to do.
if
And
I ever streamed, I'll be cooking. Not my face, nothing included, but just me cooking, me baking, cooking,
so it's
etc. If I do ever stream, that's gonna be my thing. I mean, I'll
yeah,
be a lot more comfortable doing it too. And then, like gaming and stuff is like with you, but baking, the me things, the things I really like, I'll
mm.
do on my. But if I ever do it, which is it's like very, you know.
We had that other idea where you would do the videos with along with the recipe.
Yeah, I was.
That's another difference between streaming and making videos is that when you make a video, you at least have the option to like it's awkward in the sense that you're talking to yourself, but you're also
But
you have
no,
the opportunity to
making a YouTube video is not like face to face with the people, because it's, I mean, like straight up with the people,
right,
because
right.
when
That's what
you talk to people and they like ask you a question like how long do you have to put this, how much do you, like, they can easily get the answer, and then you'll have your recipe linked in your website.
right.
I was really considering this. I do wanna wanna have the website that we've been talking about, which I still have no clue how to work on. Like I need help.
Yeah,
Like I need the assistance of someone that has like an experience on using the website that I'm making a website from. That's kind of weird to say, but it's,
yeah.
yeah,
I know what you mean.
I need more guidance and help here.
Yeah, but yeah, with a video, you get to choose. You get to manipulate the way that you're presented before you are like before you're online,
Yeah, if
whereas
I
a
want to ever
stream,
stream,
like yeah, it's a different thing. It's like it's literally you, like right there.
okay, I want to do this. What would this look like on my end? Because I'm not comfortable. Okay, um, I don't know.
Right now it's chill time. Yeah, that has no chill, and honestly, this I don't know.
Dude, since we started the freaking podcast,
Yeah,
everybody's fighting
I know.
or the stream. Like everybody's
18
just like
plus.
beef.
I mean, it is. It is. I want some
It's always
manners.
has been 18 plus, but again, respect each other. That's
Yeah, yeah. We have a listen.
important.
We have a community at this point, which means whether we like it or not, we have some responsibilities now.
True that.
We can't just be apes and clowns and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Also,
Oh,
oh, she's
Mod's
right.
about that guy.
Yeah, get purged. Just got back, so you know what happened. No, you're right. Yeah, but, we're just full time.
Yeah, it's podcast time.
You're trying to get banned. You missed mumbling and rambling. True. That's basically a very critical way of looking at it. Yeah, essentially.
Is it appropriate if I read my stepmom's diary?
On stream, maybe not.
No, not on stream. Like me
In
reading it
general,
at the mom.
also probably not.
I'm doing it. I It's basically her financial like stuff and like her kids stuff.
That also seems not appropriate. You hope everything is calm and
No,
chill now. It
dude,
is.
it's very weird. It's not even a diary. It's like stuff she needs to buy from the grocery, stuff she's already has done, stuff she wants to do, about her job, update list, uh, plans, sessions for the week, for this week, for her kids, email to all PD. It's hilarious. It's like,
Where
oh, she
did
has
you
rules.
Where did you get your hands
It's,
on this thing?
I don't know. Just saw it. And then I said, I'm just
And
gonna pick it up.
my follow up question is, does she know that you have it?
She has it in the living room, so I don't think there's anything serious.
Oh, you don't think it's a private thing?
I think she put it here today.
Sounds more like
Today to put it here.
a to do type of thing.
Yeah, it's more of a to-do book. It's like I think it's like ways of like finding money, ways of like just has stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, her handwriting is. She has all my dad's and his siblings' names for some reason in a list, like a straight up like all the people I hate.
She's a people I hate list.
No,
Oh,
just names. And,
that would be scary, especially if you're. I saw.
sing off form. The heck is this?
All right, at this point, we
I
really
think
are
she
going
means
through it on stream, aren't
no.
we?
I think she meant sign, but she said sing. She spelled it as. She has like scribbles and her like signature like 15 times. She's. I have this thing when I'm talking. If I'm talking on the phone for a long time, I keep like drawing on a paper like circles or like something.
Heard of
I
that?
hate phone
Do you
calls.
ever like walk weird places or like?
I don't walk. You're right. I try to avoid phone calls. I don't like phone calls. I don't like people I don't want to be in a call with calling me. Or like when they're calling me at the wrong time. Like my sister called me like a
Oh,
few minutes
dude.
ago and she told me something and she's like, make sure you do it. I'm like, no, I'm not even in the mood to talk to you. Like, leave me alone. Like, you only called me for a favor. And it's a stupid favor, which I'll be telling you it soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if we do put this on YouTube, we have to cut it out if you want to say it now. I mean, it's not very important, but it's like,
No,
I've,
don't worry about it.
okay.
Yeah, don't worry about it for now. But yeah, I'm known for like the straight up no. I would like not answer my phone just because I was in a league.
Dude, I literally avoid my mom's phone calls, my dad's, and my excuse is, I've been doing something. I was in the bathroom. I'm gaming. It's always like an excuse for me not answering. And then they stay on the phone for like 20 minutes, and they're like, "Why didn't you answer?" I'm like, "No, I'm not in the mood to be talking right now. It's not my.
Yeah, yeah,
I didn't
I
answer you in the
feel
first
you.
place. Like they
Well,
called
once
me
you're
12 times.
talking, you feel like you can't really do anything else until you're done talking.
I know the thing is, what I tend to do is act very cold with them, so they get the point.
Ooh.
And then they cuss and then they just close.
Aw. Funky, what's your in and out order?
Macaroni with the chicken strips.
I have a follow up question as well, Funky. Hear your order first.
Y'all have to remember that Clay always has a follow-up question.
I'm so thirsty for knowledge.
Which again, I'm not mad about, but there's always a follow-up question.
Yeah, and then a lot of times
I
that.
like it. I like it. People don't tend to like it, but I like it when like I like it when Clay asks me questions, but sometimes he just asks me questions in the wrong time.
Well, I feel like there's also certain questions that it's probably never a great time, but it's like if you just
True.
ignore it, then it's like it's gonna eat at you or bother you.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, that's there's sometimes it's like I know this isn't gonna be met enthusiastically, but I'll try to make it as easy as possible. Funky, your in and out order. What is it? And yeah, don't come on, man. What are you calling? In and out order.
Boring.
Yeah. What's up, Mocha? Yeah, yours. I want to know what you like to order from there. Like if I ever go to In and Out, what should
Animal
I?
style fries? Question mark.
I don't stink, Mocha. I'm actually very clean, and I. You're projecting.
Dude, dude, dude. Mocha takes a shower once a week. Clay takes a shower on the daily. Let's put it that way. Kidding, I'm kidding.
I mean, Chad is asking to be
Um,
roasted. I'm trying not to. Double double or a double meat burger and fries and a shake. You like strawberry shake, dude? I like chocolate
ugh,
shake, vanilla
do
shake,
not.
but I like a
Yeah, chocolate
strawberry
vanilla,
smoothie.
sure.
Well, you said you like vanilla, right?
Yeah,
Tell me that like recently.
yeah, vanilla ice cream, vanilla milkshake. Hello?
Strawberries are
I've
your
been
favorite fruit.
sleeping.
I love strawberries.
I hate strawberries. They're the most disgusting, and they always have
I
insects
love
in them.
strawberries, but I don't want
It does.
strawberry ice cream.
I hate strawberries. And now the biggest trend on TikTok is nature cereal, and I'm like, what? It's like straight up blueberries, raspberries, blackberries, all the berries, and then coconut water.
You're not
Like
much in.
imagine.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't like chocolate milkshake, but I would like a. I don't like chocolate milkshake, but I would like a chocolate milk.
Okay. Well, chocolate milk is
And then
good too.
I like a vanilla milkshake, but not a vanilla like
You know what I
people actually
need?
milk. It's weird.
They actually like what?
Drink vanilla like vanilla milk,
Vanilla
like straight
milk.
up. Yeah.
You mean
Like
different
they
from
get
regular milk or what? Are you talking?
yeah, it's like they get milk and then they sell those. I don't know if they sell them in the US, but there's like milk that's vanilla. Like vanilla flavored milk. It's basically like a vanilla milkshake, but it's milk, like it's liquidy. It's not like thicky.
Okay. Kind of new Deftones song. What's it called? Oh, my follow up question though. This is important too. Is why do they call it In and Out? Is it because the
Because
burger goes in and out, or is it because you get to go? It's because it's fast food and you get to go in and out of the restaurant.
no, I think it's a burger going in and out.
Well, that's why they call them sliders.
All because they do slide.
They slide through you.
And
Well,
actually, they don't. It's a long process to go down there. You know, the whole process of the digestion. But yeah,
well, has anyone ever had
name's
White
Cool Kids.
Castle?
No.
Dang, where you live, there's no In and Out. Yeah, they're not everywhere.
Yeah, it's mostly based on California.
It's because people get in and out. Okay. Oh, you love my streams? Thanks, dude. I appreciate it. That's that's
That's the
that's some,
first thing Mocha have said. That's nice.
that's some
Clap your hands.
positivity in the chat right there.
Clap your hands. Hearts in the chat, please.
Oh yes, smoke. Oh, you love hair too. Thanks, dude.
Oh God, what is?
Okay, my muscles. Okay. Let's one at a time.
Hey, okay, chill.
You love my
Chill.
streams?
Take
They make your dad.
slow.
My streams made your dad. Kidding. I'm playing. It was okay. You've had it before, then I should flex more often. Well, I don't want to overdo it.
I think I like I would enjoy like diners more than fast food.
We got plenty of diners.
I know we don't have them as much here. We have more of like fast food, but local restaurants.
Yeah, I'll take you to Cracker Barrel, and
Like
then
from,
next I'll take you to a diner. Dude,
I
I'm
want to
gonna.
go like to a dining restaurant, just like eat breakfast, like straight up black
I'm
coffee,
taking her. I'm
like
taking her to
with
Denny's.
like eggs and bacon and stuff.
Yeah,
Like
let's
of
go to.
course halal, but
Let's go to
if they have
Denny's.
that,
No,
at
well,
least smoked
you'll
turkey.
you'll get eggs and like maybe some turkey or some hash browns or
I have to. I'll probably be that annoying person. Is it halal? Does it contain beef? Does it contain alcohol?
well, you
Okay,
gotta
no thanks.
you gotta ask, okay? And if you have a food allergy,
Yeah,
you
of
have to
course I
be
always
that
ask.
person too. Yeah, that's
Yeah, I
their
don't
job
have food
though.
allergies.
That's their job to.
But dude, I've literally tried pork by accident, alcohol by accident, in my food. Obviously, they cook, but the thing is, when you cook with alcohol, the most of it just goes away, but yet it still does have alcohol.
Right, right.
It evaporates, but again,
Right? No, he was
no.
just purged for 0 seconds.
But yeah, I just because there's restaurants here like Cheesecake Factory, for example. They do use wine, they do use vodka, they do use other drinks in their food and stuff. So it's like you have to always be careful because people tend to like the taste of it in their food. It doesn't make a difference. That's why they make non-alcoholic, like the same taste as alcohol, but it's not alcoholic, just for food,
Yeah, right.
just to cook with.
Yeah,
So it's yeah.
yeah. I've had. I don't remember what it was. I even thought it tasted bad. It was at a restaurant. They'll serve if even if it has alcohol in
But more like non. There's a lot of restaurants here that don't tell you they do it. Like once I went to PF Chang's. I don't know if you have that in
it.
the
Yeah. Oh yeah.
US.
Yeah. Yep.
I love PF Chang's, but it's very good here. And their Mongolian beef, they tend to use wine sometimes. And yeah.
Have you ever
So
what?
have you ever what?
Have you ever been to IHOP?
Yes, you have that in Dubai.
Oh, you do. Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's decent. I don't think it's as good as America, but it's decent here.
Well, we can try.
Their eggs are a bit whack here. I like the bacon, but of course halal. I like the waffles and the pancakes.
Yeah.
Pancakes are amazing. Oh, maple syrup and pancakes. Ooh, whipped cream. I don't know if you guys have that in the US, do you?
What? The what?
Pancakes and stuff.
Yeah, pancakes. Yes.
They have hash browns.
Yes.
Yes.
Of course we do.
Itch.
IHOP is a pancake place. There's an IHOP. IHOP is
I
like
know.
McDonald's, but diners.
I know.
Or Denny's again. Or Denny's. Or
Dude, I didn't know we had Dairy Queen for the longest time here, and there actually is a
dude.
Dairy Queen here.
I want a milkshake from Steak and Shake, and I want Dairy Queen.
I want Dairy Queen too. I really, really,
It's
really
been so long.
want,
What's
want.
Whataburger? Yeah, dude. Oh my god. I haven't had Dairy Queen in 8.
Dude, what is the one
Oh,
restaurant you haven't had
Whataburger.
in ages?
Okay.
I don't know what's that. We don't have that here. We have a lot of restaurants here. People are big with food. I mean, it's the same in the US. Dude, people are big with food there too.
Well, people are big in general, but yeah, big with food as well.
But yeah, it's
People are
like
big with food everywhere, though. Most cultures take pride in like their food. It seems.
yeah, but we have less like we have less fast food restaurant and have more local restaurants. They're like basically fast food but made with like made, just like owned by locals.
Well, you guys have a lot of food trucks too. That
Yeah,
are
we
just
have
like
food
chilling
trucks.
around.
We have like an island that's full on like food trucks. Got you can get desserts, coffees, food, like full on meals, everything. Like we have they opened a new restaurant and it's like they they put in like a long table in your car, and they serve you like a 5-star restaurant
Yeah, the thing
in
you
your
showed me,
car.
right?
Yeah, I sent you that.
Yeah,
It's something new. It's very crazy. It's very hard to book an
that, yeah,
reservation.
that with the theater, a drive-in theater would be.
Yeah. We do have drive. We have a lot of drive. We have sit down, like you sit outside,
Oh
and then
yeah,
we
that's
have like
cool
a
too.
drive through.
There's a place
We have
in
those two.
Yeah, there's a place in Disney World like where it's not a drive. It's a restaurant that's themed to be a drive-in theater. So you go in
Yeah.
and like the eating area is this big room with like it's the walls are like black or whatever. It's like night sky. There's a big movie screen, and then
The tables are like cars.
yeah, the tables are like they look like cars, and you get like
That's pretty
burgers
cool.
and milkshakes and fries
Oh,
and there's like it's like movie. There's I don't think they're playing actual movies. They're just playing stuff that looks like
dude, I feel
movies.
like I've tried every restaurant here to the point where now I go to like order and I'm like, I don't know what to order. And now I've been craving rice and chicken or like rice and beef or like rice and something. Like I've been craving a lot of rice. I just want. I'm done with burgers. I'm done with fries. I just want like Indian food, like straight up like Chinese, Japanese food. Like that's what I want. Like that's what I've been craving, and I feel like I want to literally cook tomorrow.
Have you
Like
ever
make some,
make some rice?
yeah, some rice and like Mongolian beef or like dynamite shrimp or something.
Good.
Yeah, I
Ever had
should.
Chipotle?
Nah,
Isaac says he wants to try Chipotle. Where I went to school,
I want to try
Chipotle was
Chipotle.
like the freaking everybody loved Chipotle.
Dude, I want to try their chips and guac. Oh my god, like their guac is the most famous thing ever.
So it is.
Yeah, it's everywhere, and they're like bowls. They're rice, beans,
Thank you, Mark.
chicken stuff.
Yeah, I would get like I
Who
just get
seduced Mocha?
I guess me, but I didn't know when I did it.
Dude, you timed him out and he's like all straight and stuff. I mean,
You don't have Chipotle? Yeah, dude, it's like I mean I would get like chicken and rice and beans and then like a bunch
I
of
wouldn't.
toppings on it.
I wouldn't put beans, but I could put the rest. No beans. I can put like, I can try to eat tomatoes.
Do you not like beans at all, or are you?
I just like red beans. Not red beans. The what are they called? Yeah, you see the breakfast red beans type of moment.
It could
Are they
be
called red beans? Baked beans?
baked beans, could be.
Yeah, I think they're baked beans. Like you should get them in a can
Yeah,
with the yeah.
could be.
I like that. I only like that type of beans. The rest I don't like. Like I wouldn't put. I wouldn't ever eat rice
Smoke,
and
I'll
beans.
ban you for
Yuck.
something like that. Yeah, I like most beans because I feel like they're filling and they're
I like
nutritious.
chickpeas, but peas aren't beans. Is it? Is it though?
What are
I don't think it is.
what are chickpeas actually?
They're peas. Those yellow brown things.
They are just.
They're chickpeas. They're very good. I
I know
like them.
I've had them. I just don't.
It's what hummus is. It's what hummus is.
Right. I've had hummus too.
Yeah, hummus is made from chickpeas and tahini and ice and olive oil, some herbs and stuff. It's very simple to do it at home.
Yeah. Sushi sounds good right now. Sushi always
Dude,
sounds
I
good to
love
Amra, I
sushi.
think.
Oh,
Oh.
dude, I saw this TikTok.
Dude, people, why are
It's in
people
Clay,
so
Clay, Clay. Listen
passionate
to
about
me.
sushi?
Listen to me. It's in your city. It's in your state. They make Pikachu sushi. That's all I'm gonna say. I've sent you the TikTok, by the way.
Wait, I've
Like
probably
when
seen
you
it
were
then.
playing.
Oh,
They make
today? Okay, I'll
Yeah,
have to look
today,
at it.
like
I'll
just
have to
now.
look.
I put it on the list, but they make Pikachu.
That's pretty cool.
Pikachu Clay, Pikachu
Yeah,
sushis.
yeah, I
Oh,
like that.
I love it. So as soon as I saw it, I'm like, oh my god, that's for like I'm not gonna go on with it because I don't wanna. Okay, but you get the point. I'm like, oh my god, Pikachu!
Can't go wrong with
I got so excited.
yeah.
Yeah, you haven't seen it, and they make the Pikachu the balls too. The Pika, what are they called? Pokemon
Oh,
Pokemon.
Pokeballs? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, yes,
Yeah, yeah,
exactly.
yeah, yeah.
They're so adorable, but they use raw. I think every sushi restaurant can use not raw. Yeah.
Do not all, wouldn't every sushi place have the capacity to cook sushi, or
Yeah, yeah,
will
yeah.
they, is that like a problem for them to have to do that?
No, it's not a problem. Every sushi restaurant has to have the option of that. Because if they not have, I don't think it's gonna help them a lot. Because people tend to enjoy both. Like people that aren't people just don't. Not everybody likes raw fish. It's
Right.
very chewy. It's very disgusting, by the way. The first time I tried sushi, I ate raw fish and I hated it so much until I got introduced to a new restaurant, which is now my favorite go to. It's go to, not literally favorite, but it's like my favorite go to quick sushi place. And everything I ate was cooked, and I was very, very happy. And then I tried a restaurant called Sushi Art, and the downside of that restaurant is everything they sell is raw fish. And they literally have they have very, very bad ratings. Like the restaurant is not going in, it's not going anywhere whatsoever. But I admire sushi. It's the love of my
Dude,
life.
yeah, people who like sushi like they always
Dude,
really.
sushi is very light. You can eat like 1,500 pieces and not feel much. Okay, not to that point, but it's very, very light to, you know.
Dude, I know, no, Mocha, I don't know what that is. What's up, Andy? You're, oh, thanks.
I feel like people that have tried sushi once and they hated it are the people that tried the wrong type of sushi. Or like the not the good type of sushi. Like you can't go
Yeah.
to like you oh hold on. There. Like you can't go to grocery store and get those sushi rolls from the freaking fridge. Like that's a no go. That's not gonna make you start to. The only time you should go buy those type of sushis is when you're craving sushi. It's either you're in a budget or you just want like a California roll,
So what
because
separates
that's the
good
least you
sushi,
could do.
bad sushi?
A lot. It has to do with the seaweed they use. It has to do with the rice and how it's done and how it tastes. Sometimes people do it too sweet, or too soury, or it's not the right consistency. People don't use the right sauces, the right stuff. Like I like crab, I like shrimp, I like
Welcome back, Drew.
cooked salmon.
Yeah.
I like,
I like
as long as
salmon.
it's cooked, I'm happy.
I like, well, okay,
Yeah.
I'll eat crab,
So I don't know why
salmon.
people hate sushi. It's basically cucumber and then protein. It's either
I don't know if I've
it's
met anyone who
either.
hates it though.
I've met a lot of people who's
Really?
like disgusted by sushi.
Well, I can see being disgusted by eating something raw. Like I can at least, I could fathom
They
why.
literally put straight up crabs like sticks in there. It's like simple as that.
Same thing with seafood, like crab though. Crab is it's very salty. At least the crab I've eaten. What about crawfish? I don't know. The Midnight Club, yeah, dude.
Dude, it's like
Doggers, my
calamari. It's
doggers.
so good, dude. But
So is
it's
lobster.
it's it it basically simply contains freaking those like cucumber, avocados, Some people put cream cheese.
Cream.
Some people put depends honestly, but it's like you can never go wrong with sushi. And sometimes the soy sauce you use can literally ruin the taste of sushi.
Does sushi ever taste fishy?
It can be depending on the fish they
Right,
use.
right,
Like sushi places always get new fish on the daily. They can't be using,
right.
you know. So it's like they always have to be fresh fish because fish tends to get so bad.
Oh,
Like you can't keep it in your fridge for like ever. It's no
avocado
good.
ruins it.
No, no,
You like
it doesn't.
avocado?
I love avocados.
Like on shrimp?
Yes.
I didn't know they put avocado on shrimp. Fortnite's updating. I hadn't.
They put avocado in a lot of rolls, but the most basic is California roll, which is like cucumber, crab, like just some simple stuff.
Dude, I swear.
Good
This
God.
chat.
Actually, fun fact, it doesn't. If the fish is good, it doesn't.
If it tastes fishy after you eat, it'll be an after.
Ah.
Maybe we're the sickos. Maybe she's talking about fish.
Maybe. Oops.
It's just chat. Chat has been the way that it's been, so we're guarded right now.
We expect the
You had
unexpected.
sushi. It tasted like grass. Yeah, I don't. What does this seaweed taste like?
Dude, seaweed is. I hate. Okay, so I used to. The beginning of me being obsessed with sushi, I used to eat it. Like, I used to eat those dry like, sheets, those chips that they sell usually in the market and stuff. I used to eat those, and then at some point I started hating them, so I started putting, like, squeezing lime on them, and then they tasted good. And then after a while, I just hated it, but I like it on sushi because the one they use on sushi is a bit softer. It gets softer. It's very nice. It doesn't stay crunchy and stuff. That like the type they use for sushi is not the type you get from the market itself.
Oh, geez, there's so much to it.
Yeah, it's very advanced. Sushi is very advanced, and like doing it at home is very very like you have to perfect the rice. You have to perfect this and that.
You've
My
probably
brother
made
knows how to
sushi, right?
perfect. Yeah, my brother used to make sushi a lot, and I just make it with him. And then
Oh,
I
okay.
got to the point where I do it alone. But buying the ingredients is very expensive, and you can't find them in the regular like restaurant. A regular market. Like you
Yeah.
have to go to a Japanese one or something.
Oh, okay. Jeez.
Because finding sticker rice is easy, but finding the other stuff isn't.
Yeah.
Like the sauce they used to put on the rice that makes the rice taste good, and like the Japanese mayonnaise, which is very good. The other stuff, it's very advanced. The seaweed,
Is
it's like beef burger. You can't be using any beef, and not all beef tastes good in burgers. Like Wagyu beef is good in burgers. There's I hate beef burger. Like I hate eating beef burgers in like from fast food restaurants or any restaurant, but I only eat beef burger the one we make at home,
okay. Yeah.
and we
I,
buy it from
oh, dude.
like a good butcher, whatever it's called.
I love me a good McDouble or something.
I don't like
I.
McDonald's beef.
It
It's
depends. I mean, they're
very
not always consistent,
irritating. Yeah, but
but
again, I like it juicy. I like it a little bit like thick and stuff. There is too much to perfect, like to use the perfect beef.
yeah.
It's like
Isaac
croissants,
said
dude.
the fish is what affects the fish is bad, Jody. Like if it's fishy, right? I mean,
Yeah,
a lot of the salmons I've had lately have been like way too fishy.
Yeah. Even with shrimp, like people
Yeah.
tend to, so people tend to overcook shrimp or undercook shrimp. And when you do that, it's not gonna it's gonna be so fishy, even if the shrimp is fresh.
Mm.
So it's always the technique. It's always like when you cook beef, for example, or fish, you have to be very precise to the time with the heat, with this and that. You have to always
Peace, Drew. I
like
appreciate it.
make sure the heat is good.
Yeah. Yeah, fish might. Do you find fish like kind of tedious to cook or no?
Fish, no, it's very easy. Like shrimp, as soon as it's orange, then it's done. As soon as it starts to curve and it's like a light orange, then it's done. You can't do much more. And then salmon is better. Best way to do it is bake it more than doing it on like a pan. Like people
Really?
tend to yeah, people tend to do it like in on a pan
I mean, I like baked salmon,
than
but I
baking
also
it.
like. I feel like I like grilled salmon.
Yeah,
Think about grilled.
but perfect. So doing it in the oven is like an easy way out
Right,
than
right,
grilling like to
right,
grilling it because
right,
like it's like
right.
just you basically depend on the oven more than you
Mm,
have to put the effort into doing
right.
it on
This is what you're
the
making it
grill.
for. Like if you just want to make a piece of salmon, or if you want to make a bunch of salmons, or if you're like fish, then maybe later put some more like your own whatever into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had seafood from school, dude. I barely wanted the freaking thing from school. Have I heard Thoughts and Prayers by Motionless in White? I'm pretty sure I have. You never
One
eat
of the
school.
hardest
Yeah.
baking like bread to make is croissants. Dude,
Dude,
do
we
you
get
like
those in the
croissants? That's the
yeah,
question.
yeah, but we got them in the little tubes.
No, we get a fresh type of croissant that we just bake and it just like it's basically like it's like before it's not pre-cooked. It's like they do the dough, they do everything, they roll it up as it is and then they freeze it. And whenever you want it, you defrost it and then you bake and it's good as new. It's like you just freshly baked it. So the secret of a perfect croissant is the folding technique with the butter. That's what in the butter type. So the butter type, the technique, and that's that.
Yeah, I
Because dough
heard
is pretty simple. To pastry dough is pretty simple, but the folding technique, the butter you use is a big like thing. I've learned a lot. I used to watch this YouTuber and he explored how to make the perfect croissant. He
when
went
in
all
doubt
over
add
France. He
butter, right?
tried and huh?
That's what I heard about. Add butter. Such a dry topic.
Yeah,
What's
dude,
a more wet
butter.
topic?
Let's talk about water.
Water is water wet.
Is
This
water
just
wet?
in. Yeah, this
Is it
just in.
juicy? Is it moist? Yes,
Ugh,
that's.
water moist. Moist.
Is water hydrating?
That one. That one I think is a yes.
Yeah, that's for sure.
What's the worst food you ever ate? Freaking school. When did they try and poison me? Okay, I don't know that they've tried to poison me, but I actually was on a rant literally. How many days? That was only a couple days ago about school lunch. I
It
had
was like 2 days ago.
yeah. In elementary school, we had the rectangle pizzas that were freaking disgusting, literally gross. I used to hate the sandwiches from school.
Dude,
So,
they had the worst food ever.
dude, it's Yeah, I
And they
can't.
don't heat it up, so if you want to eat like a sandwich or something, it's literally like
Yeah, you get like a
cold.
yep, yep,
The
yep.
cheese is cold. Ugh.
Yeah, so elementary school, middle school, I almost always brought my lunch, but in high school, in high school, I tried the burgers. Hated the burgers. I hated the pizza. Greasy garbage. And then there was this a la carte line where you could get like wings, get fries, and you could get um, I don't remember what else you could get. But they used to piss me off because I would get there and there would be like no wings. Like I would get in the line, or there would only be like hot wings. Like certain day, like there was just certain days where they had almost no food in that line, and it used to piss me off so bad. But I like I always
Me too. Trust me.
hate lunch, and like the lunch lady nag.
Used to
Be
sell,
like,
dude.
oh, you need your parents to add more money to your account, otherwise you're
Dude,
gonna
they
eat a
used to
cheese sandwich.
sell. Trust me, they used to sell like straight up rice with like chicken. I don't know what it is in English, but it's like saluna we call it. They used to sell it, and it smelled disgusting. Their rice was cold. The chicken was overcooked. It was like not even close to being good or juicy. There's a lot of disgusting stuff. And then they sold pastas, which were disgusting, undercooked, very hard, very cold. They had they had a few microwaves behind them and ovens and stuff that they could use, but they never used it.
Yeah,
Never. Even if you ask them, they're like, no, it's very crowded. Dude, at least like let the girls do it. Like let the students heat their food up. That's the least they could do.
do that. Chat, I want to hear your stories. I mean, Isaac, you've kind of been giving us yours. It sounds like you've had some pretty horrible experience with school lunch, but not anyone else. I don't have any like in particular. I just know that I used to passionately hate it. No, and like you end up eating the same thing every day.
Yeah.
No?
I still ended up going to the grocery store before going to school because
Yeah.
it was behind like
Yeah.
the small ones,
Yeah.
just to get like a, you see those, the yellow pastry, cheese pastry I always eat with the yellow package that I've showed you before.
Maybe.
Yeah, I always used buy like one or two of those, and then like chocolate milk probably,
Uh,
and then or mango juice, Laknor in particular, only Laknor, and like few like chips, because I've told you how much chips are here.
yeah.
Yeah, so I used to have 5 dirhams for chips. So like imagine how many chips. And
Yeah.
then I like Cheetos are like 2.5 dirhams. So I got 2 Cheetos, and like depends on how I feel that day. When the best thing is you can put chips in the chicken and the cheese sandwich, and it just tastes
Yeah.
good. Like it fills you up because it's like fast and easy. And then you can like sneak stuff in the class and eat because nobody cares.
Yeah. I think one thing I used to do is put take the like when I would eat the burgers, I would school I would on the give it like make it a little more
We
something.
had chicken wraps once,
Yeah.
which were good, but like they had it for a week and then they stopped doing it. I'm like, why? That was the best thing,
Yeah.
and it was always hot.
Yeah.
That was like
I
the best thing they
they
had
make this.
on the full-on menu.
Yeah. Hate when they had
Very
something
stupid.
good and
And
it
no,
was
they
just
lied,
gone.
and they sometimes lie if you're late. to bind them because the first few minutes, it's either you come too early
Right.
or too late. And
Right.
when you're too late, like everything is either sold out or they just lie to you or because they want you to go back to class.
Mm.
Yeah, it's like it's always like a, you know.
Yeah. I think you may have heard this, Amna, but Andy, you reminded me of a It's not really a story. It's kind of a story. In eighth grade, especially, mostly middle school, but in eighth grade, I don't know if they have the square milk cartons everywhere for lunch, but what people used to do, and it was really bad in eighth grade, is people you drink them, you fold the top back in so it's like a straight up box. People would put the box, the milk, the carton on the floor empty, and they would stomp it. And when they stomped it, it made a really loud popping noise in the lunchroom.
They
Like,
did this with water bottles
yeah,
and the same like juice
yeah,
cartons and stuff. They
dude,
can or like plastic Ziploc bags.
yeah, yeah. So every time someone did one, it was the whole lunchroom was like, ooh, and then all the lunch ladies like start, they're like patrolling already. They're coming over like the police. They're like, all right, who did it? Who did it? And they take them out. If they find them, they send them, they escort them out, and everyone's just like cheering. They're like cheering for whoever was leaving and like going to the principal's office or wherever they're going. One time we had, I think it was the day of a field trip. I think it was like the same, like we were having an early lunch and then we were going on a field trip. Either that or it was the day before the field trip. Dude, the lunchroom popped off like 30 of those cartons. It was literally like a zoo in there. Literally like a zoo full of chimps. Like 200 chimps. Just the whole time. The lunch ladies were furious. All the teachers started coming into the lunchroom. The principal comes in, the assistant principal, the dean, everybody is in the lunchroom, like angrily patrolling. They they had to sit us down. They almost canceled that field trip, and then we had to be
Oh,
on.
you reminded me of something. Oh
And
my
then
god.
we had to be on lockdown after that. So we had to when we came in on the bus. Only the eighth graders, so like this little sixth and seventh graders got to get off the bus. We had to stay on the bus and wait for a teacher to come escort us in a single file line to our classes or wherever the heck. And then we were robbed of all of our passing periods. We had to be escorted from class to class. We had to eat lunch in the classrooms until everyone, like after a while, it was like, okay, whoever's a good boy gets to go back and eat in lunch. And the lunch room after that was like empty. It was so sad. And oh my god, we literally like that. I don't know. I mean, I was with the same like few hundred people from sixth, seventh, and eighth grade, but for some reason we got really bad in eighth grade. And I mean, it was
Everybody
so.
got bad at eighth grade.
It was. I mean, yeah.
Everybody.
I heard
It's like we're
stories.
older. No, it's like we're a bit older and we're rebels.
Yeah. Well, that's when everybody goes off the deep end if they're going to. Is like because I moved away, but
Because no,
I
as
ended
soon
up
as you're
hearing.
ninth grade and 10th grade, things tend to do get serious at school.
Well, right, because you got to think about college. There's a lot more
Dude,
pressure.
the
People are like
the
becoming
the
adults.
stupidest thing we've made 11th grade. We had windows in our class doors, and our class was there was two classes between the supervisor um his desk, like her room,
Yeah.
which is super like was 11th grade supervisor, and we hated her. She always had issues with our class because we're loud and we're close to her. So we don't go to the classes. The teachers come to us. So we stay in the and we were that one class, all locals. They go by our rules. If we ask something, for example, they have to do it. We wanted our board to go somewhere else, they did it. So she used to get pissed that we ask Miss Amy, which is the principal. We used to ask her to do something, and she says yes, do it for them. For some reason, she just loves our class, even though we're like troublemakers. Like this class is full on fighting issues, lesbians fighting, freaking stupid people fighting over
Lesbians,
ball.
okay.
Dude, 11th grade. We painted. So that week we had the trip on Thursday, and we were supposed to go to Warner Brothers at the time, which was like a fun. It's like was so fun. They just opened Warner Brothers,
Yeah.
and we want to go. We want to go
Mm.
have fun. Some of the girls never went there, and they were gonna pay for it. We only pay for the food and stuff.
Yeah.
So that's hilarious. We painted that week. We got so pissed at the supervisor because she kept looking through the window while we were studying, like in the middle of classes, this and that. Girls were like smoking and this and that, so nobody wanted to see what happens in the class. And our bathrooms were in the class. It wasn't
Oh.
in the hallway. It was in the class. So what we did is we painted the window black. and then and then they used my paint and my brushes because I was one of the few students in the class that took art as an option class. So they chose to take my paint, and they're like, oh, let's do it. And the good thing in our class that nobody ratted anybody out. Like nobody said, "Oh, someone
Right.
did that." They
Right.
said, we don't know." The principal came, the supervisors came, the everybody just came and just sat there and like kept trying to find who, like try to point at someone, like who did that and who did this. And then they took my paint. They took my bag because they said, "Oh, it's probably this girl with this bag," which is me. And then they
Yeah.
took my bag, my stuff, and I I had to go. So the next day I had art class. I had a double art class, and it was one of the big classes. And I had to go to the principal and tell her I want my paint back. And I was like, fuck, she's gonna think I'm the one who did it. And I was
Oh
just new to
yeah.
the school. I was just new to the school.
Oh
I was
god.
just like new, and I was like, I'm that new girl. Everybody looked at.
Yeah.
Don't make trouble, Amna. Not the first few days, like not the first year at least, or like the
Right.
first term or whatever. Uh, and then the day of the trip, they like they didn't tell us to like clean it off until the day of the trip. The day of the trip, we were all late. We had less time to play, less time to enjoy our trip because we were all busy cleaning up. And they were like, no, the bus is busy, whatever. They kept trying to punish us.
Yeah.
And that happened, and we were all pissed. Like because they give us the option. It's either you go with your driver or the bus.
Mm.
It's like you immediately go there before because you used to go in the morning and then come back in the afternoon, which is the end of the day.
Right.
And
Right.
then
Yeah.
the same day, they didn't let us eat because they were rushing through everything because we were punished. So what we did is we all had our phones. So what we did is ordered McDonald's, and then we had to. My the person that works in the administration door, like the main door, like she's my mom's friend. So I had to like be all cute with her and tell her I'll give you money and then get us our food. And then we had to hide under the stairs in the administration for the
Dang.
food.
Yeah.
Dude, it was literally like, and we had to explain to the guy like which door it was, this and that. It was because, dude, McDonald's is literally in front of our school. We have Mickey D's and Starbucks in front of our school, in the gas station that's in front of
Lucky.
our school.
Yeah.
And we wanted to stop by, but they didn't let us. So we're like, you know what, F y'all, we're gonna order. And we ordered online, and it this was just a pretty awful day. And then we had speakers. Dude, we were like assholes that day. We had speakers, and we just played music and invited all the 11th graders and 12th graders to our class just to have a party. We all literally danced. Uh, we all had our phones. We were like, oh my god. It was like our day.
Yeah.
And then when the supervisor heard the music, she came and she's like, "Where's the speaker? Where's the speaker?" We hid it in the bathroom, and we told the girl to hide in the bathroom and act like she's pissing or something. So
Hmm.
because she doesn't have the right to open the door on her, like ask her to open the door because she's
Yeah.
basically in the we hid the speakers there and everything, and everybody acted.
But he acted what?
We every break we do this, like we have a straight like full on party because our break is like an hour long,
My God.
and yeah, we have like an hour long break, and then we just like literally full on music. And they used to check our bags before we get in school. That we're not allowed to get food from home
Right.
unless it's like lunchbox. Like you can't be getting like big amounts of food. It's like either small on yours and then that's it,
Hmm.
like your own lunchbox and stuff. But we did some crazy shit.
Yeah, I mean, they really. I mean, a lot of people like low key get abused in school. Like they just, it's just like prison. Some like it
Yeah,
actually feels that way here
they
and
called
there.
my dad every day
Yeah.
because I open my hair. I have it
Right.
all all over the, I'm like I had long hair and it was always like untied, and I always wore a shirt, like a different type of shirt every day, like with a like crazy art on the shirt stuff.
I know you've had teachers that have probably randomly hated you, right? You've kind of told me
Um,
because of your
yeah, I got
hair and
suspended
stuff.
because I was blonde.
Yeah.
Blonde in brackets, by the way. It's very stupid. I got suspended for that. I've got
Dang,
in
Mocha.
trouble for it, and when I dyed my hair um brown, I got in trouble for it because it's like, oh, we're not allowed to have girls that have dyed hair in our school. And like, dude, there's the girls with blue and pink hair. Nobody said anything about them.
Yeah.
And they think I'm that one lesbian that does all the trouble in the class. I was looked at that way. Even the security guard. Me and my cousin go to school together, and my cousin sometimes picks me up and like and stuff. So we walk in together. They don't check her bags, but they check mine
Mm-hmm.
because I look like that one lesbian that's always
You're
making
just
trouble.
always looking suspicious,
And
huh?
no, when I cut my hair too short, they really thought I was that lesbian. And when I was hanging out with one of my classmates that looks like a tomboy, they're like, ah, lesbian.
Sorry to
We
hear
know
that,
what you're
Mocha.
doing.
Seriously. Yeah. I didn't have any teachers. I had a couple teachers that were like didn't jive with, but I didn't have any that needed me. I did well in everyone's class. They had they were basically had nothing on me, but
Dude,
I had one teacher that liked to mess with me a lot in high
this is
school
my
in
math
ninth grade.
teacher. She always messed with me.
Yeah.
Even though I was good at her class. I was good at her class. I'm good at every class. No, not one teacher hates me, but the math teacher tends to have an issue with me.
Hmm. I mean, the teacher when you're a kid, you don't realize that the teachers are like real people too, that actually have like real people problems and like are not perfect like anyone else, and they really teachers really
No, but sometimes
there's
teachers tend to be very, very, very like tend to differently treat
yeah.
specific
Yeah,
students,
they
which is
they
not fair.
get
It's not
they
fair.
yeah, they get weird things with certain people because of the way that they look or act, or
Dude,
they
people
don't.
had issues with me giving my accounting teacher cookies every time. She loved my cookies, okay? And I used to bake cookies every morning almost for like, I done it for a really long time, like school and college. Like, I've been doing it a
Yeah.
lot. And I used to like give her cookies because she's like, if you ever get cookies, like, give me some. Like, I want some.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, sure, I can give you cookies. And she's like, sometimes she wants my coffee, sometimes she wants my like cupcakes, like whatever I do that she has tried that she likes, she wants me to give her if I ever do them and bring them to school. And people had issues with that because she treats everybody the same, but she just like they tend to see that me being nice to her and giving her stuff like that, they think that, oh, you're treating Amna better than all
Yeah,
of
I'm
us.
sure they
But
get
there's no
jealous.
difference. She punishes me when I don't do stuff.
Right.
She did what she did to other students. My grades aren't better than anybody. I mean, I am good at accounting, but again, I'm not like she's not giving me marks because I give her cookies or cakes.
Yeah.
It's like it's my work.
Yeah.
It's accounting. It's pretty simple.
Uh,
And at that time, we learned like the basics of accounting.
Why is Fortnite updating who's? There was an update. I had a teacher who, like, I'm pretty sure he liked me. Always, well, I mean, he had people that he picked on. It was a friendly class, but it was like when you're new to the school and you're in the high school. The teacher, like, I used to have so many Nike shirts, and they all say like different phrases on. He would like, we would get into class. He would have me. All right, Clayton, stand up. What's the shirt say today? Like in front of the whole class. And
Oh,
he picked on me in front of the whole class, but he had other people that he messed with too. Like everybody was like friendly, and it was one of those classes where it was like it was a lot of freshmen and a lot of seniors, and then a couple people in the middle.
yeah.
It was like one of those. It was an AP class, but it was like one that you either take at the beginning or you end. I guess weird, but he used to like he was. I was new. He was intimidating, and Brandon was in that class too. That's where we met. He was new. We were both had just moved, and God, we made so many jokes about
The
class.
first
But
day of school,
that
11th
guy,
grade.
yeah.
I was 2 weeks late. Like
Oh,
I was in the US, so I was 2 weeks late.
oh, okay, yeah. Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
and I walked in. It's my first year in this. It's my first year in the school. I'm a new student. They put me in the extra student class, like the late students that have came in. They put all those girls in one class, and I was like, no, I'm not having that. I'm going. So my cousin was in Thailand, and I was in the US. So we skipped 2 weeks,
Yeah.
and she's been in this school ever since she was in kindergarten. So I was like, I just want to be in the same class as my cousin.
Mm.
So I want to do that. And my mom's like, yeah, do it. So I walked in, they put me in that class. I picked up my bags. I literally left. I put my name on a paper, like when the list is done, and then you add your name at the end. That's exactly what I did. I added my name. I sat in this class. 2 days later, they noticed something's iffy. Something ain't right. Principal comes, everybody comes in like, why are you in this class? Who put you in this class? You're supposed to be 11, I think it's 11G, something like that. I'm like, no, 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 I'm not having this. I'm staying in this class. I was like, no, my dad wants me to be with my cousin. I was really dramatic.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like, and the best part is my cousin used to always leave school early at some days because she has like she just wants to do this and that. And at the time we had no driver because his son was getting married, so he wanted to take a vacation, so we had no driver. So whenever she has to leave, I have to leave because nobody else will take me home. So if she's
Oh
absent,
my.
I'm forced to be absent. If she's skipping, I'm forced to be skipping. If she's this and that, like it's like everything. It's like if she's going home early, I'm going home early.
Dang.
So that was fun.
Yeah, one of the best feelings. One of the best feelings
Dude, I
is
we maximum we max like maximum we go to school at 8, we leave at 10. Like that's it. It was fun times.
yeah.
We had fun. Those days are fun. Now we're fuck. Now it's COVID-19, and it's not school.
I mean,
It's like back in school, like attendance wasn't a big deal. Like, I mean, it was something, but it wasn't as important as it is now.
Yeah.
College and stuff. It's like,
It
you know,
depends though. What I had a lot of teachers in college where they were like, you have to. Not all of them. Like you figure out which ones, obviously, but there were certain ones where they were like, you have to be here. But yeah, Isaac, what I was gonna say is the best feeling is like, let's say you're going on vacation or something, and you gotta leave school early that day, and you're like just chilling
dude,
in the middle of school, and then like someone comes to get you. They're like, all right, it's time for you.
we
You get to
had
leave.
this
I'm like,
thing. We
let's
had
go.
to.
Just look at the class, be
So
like, peace.
I had to do my finals like 2 weeks before they're supposed to be done with the other students, or like a week before, because I'm going to the US.
Yeah,
So I had to do my finals beforehand, and everybody relied on me like help us cheat, but they know that
yeah.
there's no
Oh
way
my.
that we're gonna have the same, because a lot of students,
Yeah,
a lot of locals do this. They like want to travel earlier, and like people choose to travel
yeah.
before like before Eid during Ramadan, or like something depends, like, or like middle of Ramadan, because the first,
Right.
back then, like the first 2 weeks of Ramadan was like we had school, or like students in
Yeah.
college had college. But yeah, we just had that going on.
I had a professor that was super old, either junior or senior, like in college. She was like, he was talking about cheating, but like, you guys, like, if somebody cheats, he's like, they're gonna destroy the curve. So either you learn the game and like cheat with them, or you need to go find them in the parking lot, up and make. Just like straight up, like he did not give two craps. He was super serious.
Dude, it's like our accounting teacher. We and our Arabic teacher too. We had our phones out, we're cheating from our phones. People are sending photos to each other. People are chatting. People are talking. We're in the middle of like a midterm or like a final, and people are using their phones.
Yeah. Well, it's not like we weren't allowed to
Hilarious.
cheat, but it was
And
like he
dude,
was saying like,
11th, the
yeah,
we had this 11th and 12th grade. We had they mix up like 12 and 11 in the same room, so they mix up both sections together,
uh,
both grades together, so people don't know what 12th graders study, and 12th graders don't know what 11 students study. And they used to line up different types, different classes, like different grades, and mix them up in the class, so there's no way for the person, like there's no way for them to cheat.
right, right,
So
right.
it's harder. And they did this when we were 11th grade, and when we, went to
Yeah.
12th grade. That was for the government finals. 'Cause there's like the school finals, like school finals, we didn't have them. We just had like school midterms, and then the government makes the finals for the school.
Yeah.
But yeah, they were all dramatic and stupid and doing all this effort for nothing, and we all ended up cheating, like through airdrop.
Yeah.
We just mute our phone, so when someone airdrops something, they don't hear it, and then we just do that. It was hilarious. Like, there's no point in the
Yeah.
effort they've been putting.
I mean,
Am I talking?
every what?
Am I talking a lot? Okay.
Um. Yeah. No. Every other class. I mean, they had to give us the spiel at the beginning. Like, if you are caught cheating once, the pro.
Yeah.
You know, this guy. He was like he swore. He handwriting was so bad that literally no one heard.
Mhm.
And like I loved being in his class because class was a lot more like, yes, like give me the information, let me go through it and solve my own problems and do that instead of doing like 10 years worth of busy work, writing down everything the
Yeah,
teacher's saying just to never look at it again and
true.
blah blah blah. This guy he comes
That's
in
why
for
I
like less
loved
than an
open
hour. He's
book.
like in out like boom like see you all later. Like that's it. Everyone was
Yeah,
like, oh my god, they panicked, dude. They don't know how to. I don't know what to do and blah blah blah. I'm gonna do so bad and they panicked and
that's one of the things
dude, this is like a blessing, right?
I loved open book quizzes and tests and stuff because
Open
what
book was
the teacher says is like I'm the type of, I've told you this, I'm the type of person that writes down what they say
right,
exactly
right,
and make every my book very organized and stuff. I was that girl with like a pencil
right.
case full of colors and markers and highlighters.
Yeah,
I was that kid.
yeah. Oh, I knew some of those.
And
Yeah,
and it helped me very much. Like everybody wanted my help when we had open books because people barely write anything in their
yeah,
notes.
dude. Well, this one was an open book, but what happens with engineering is as you get into it, it's like the problems get more and more vague until eventually they're purposefully showing you problems that you haven't seen before and seeing if you
That sucks.
can like figure out during the test how to use what you know but also think like outside the box to figure out what it is. So that's like especially with this dude, it was like we were going to see something that we had not seen. But it was so I was like, great. Well, then why study? You know, just learn the concepts and then why study? I was like, perfect. And everyone's sitting there trying to study, and I'm like, dude, like screw it. And I got an A in that class. That
Right.
was such
Oh,
a hard
my
flex.
question here: do you think have being tested, like having quizzes and tests and
Yeah.
etc. Do you think it helps? Like, does it have like a
Does it help with what exactly?
like would I don't know how to explain this. Like,
Like, are you asking if it helps the student or if it helps the like if it helps the actual school like education system and like it actually is smart to be testing kids and like if it's an accurate way of determining someone's ability
yeah, if it's an accurate way, because people tend to know everything but not have the ability to
to actually
solve.
do something right.
Yeah, because I was in
I
some stuff that I wasn't very like if I'm not very familiar with like a, let's say, a math equation, but I know the technique. It's sometimes it twists my head. It's like I know every rule and I know every
right
step. It's like it's not. It's like this is new to me. This looks new. This is not what we've been studying in class.
right that's the thing is what people what they want to do and the farther you get into school the more this separates like when you're in middle school and high school you can memorize and just spit back out the same formula that you've been told but as you get farther especially if it's in something like engineering it's like you can't do that like you still have to do the problems that they assign you but you really what you need to
Hmm.
do is actually look at your notes and understand what the heck it actually was that the teacher was explaining and like why the
Yeah,
things work the way that they work because then once you understand that you can do whatever you want with the numbers and the letters and the equations you can manipulate it however
but
you want.
sometimes people tend to not do good at tests.
No.
Like
Well there's
when I
people
was
yeah I'm listening.
at some time,
That sucks Isaac.
I was good in class. I was like I was raising my hand. I was participating. I was
Right.
doing everything.
Yep.
But when it's quiz or test time,
Bombed it.
I'm yeah, I fucked it up.
Yep. That I mean
I
some
had
people
this
are bad
time,
test takers too but there's also people who are really good.
but it's like I know everything. It's like I know everything and I know how to use it in different ways and different
Right.
methods. It's like what they are giving me. It's not.
Yep.
It's not familiar. It's not something I'm
Right.
familiar with, even if I try to do it in different types of different techniques or different
Yeah.
ways or
Yeah.
whatever.
There's definitely people who are like good students and horrible test takers, and then there's also people who are horrible students, bomb the test, but they're actually like they could figure something out if they had the tools to do it. And then again, it's like,
Yeah,
yeah, a lot sometimes with tests it's like they're not always fair as far as
yeah. Like
what's
our
on them and
government
what you
tests back in
expect.
school, we had like serious equations. Like we have to calculate points and stuff.
No siege
Like
yet. Yeah.
like this, that point, this and that. It's like, how am I supposed to calculate this in my head?
Right. Right.
Like how are you supposed to calculate something that has a 0.6 whatever whatever whatever? How are you supposed to calculate this in your head?
Yeah. Well,
It's like the
um
only, like, if you want us to easily do this and get it over with in like 30 or like
yeah.
45 minutes, we need the calculator.
Yeah. Well, my gripe, here's my actual gripe with what you said originally about tests in general is that I
People see
think
your improvements. Like
no, I think
that's
no, it's not. They don't. There's no improvement because every test is on something different anyway. It's on a different unit. But like what
for
I'm
that.
saying is, I think the system is extremely inefficient. Like, why would you not get like knock out more of the busy work in high
Dude,
school, and then when
dude.
instead of going straight into college and doing more classes, like get like
What?
apprenticed with something or like get a hands on like something so that you're
Hmm.
actually doing something instead of more problems and more old because
What?
like with engineering for example like the whole point of it is you got to be a problem solver and be creative but you spend 4 years going through like literally like ancient concepts and ancient like math problems and science problems and it's like dude you could
I was gonna say
literally
like everything's old. Like everything is like ancient. Like all those, what we study is very very like
yeah
old, and then they give us some stuff on tests. They give us something that
that's
is a
funny
little
point
bit, dude, they give us something a little bit advanced.
yeah
And then it's like it confuses a lot of people. Like I
yeah
see students that are good at doing like quizzes and good in class, and yet they still have way too many questions for the teacher for like to help.
right yeah because
And the dude,
it's
and the UAE, like there is some schools like they tend to change the curriculum every other week, or like every other term, or every
that's even
other,
more wild.
which is a lot worse, and it fucks your mind up. It's like it just destroys like everything.
Yeah, yeah. No, what they do to like students they get under a lot of stress, and it's really like the other thing though that I think is I think a lot of people like very easily become conditioned to the idea that school is hard and that school isn't for them and that
Like
school
for the biggest unnecessary class we do get, like we study, is Arabic, because we there's it's English is very useful, but Arabic is not. Because Arabic is like, they're not teaching us how to talk Arabic or like how to do this. They're teaching us,
like literally the language itself like
like poems and stuff we don't want to know
right.
about.
It's
It's
actually the
very
like the
like
art
I'd
of the
rather I'd
language.
rather have a double Islamic class
Yeah,
than an Arabic class, because Islamic is like, because the older you get, like the different stuff you learn.
right.
Like they teach you about marriage, they teach you about this and that. There's always like different type of steps and different type of like, there's a lot of things you as a kid they can't teach you that has something to do with Islam until you do get older,
Okay, yeah.
for you to understand
They're
those
still
things.
teaching you. You still have to take Arabic, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that seems odd, especially if you've been. Well, I could see since you're in psychology, like it's like that general ed
Yeah.
crap. Cause like that's yeah. With that, we had to take a like I had to take a bunch of math and a bunch of chemistry in addition to like
And
actual
I can,
engineering.
for example, like when I wanted to study law, and I still want to study law. There's like international law, and there's like the UAE's law.
Right.
And if you study international, there's no use for you to doing law in the UAE.
Right.
But if you study regular law
And you
is
have
like
to do
just
it
in
in
the
the UAE.
UAE. But it's like the UAE's law is based on religion.
Right. Right.
So it's like it has to be Arabic, it has to be Islamic related, it has to be giving the people rights, including
Mm-hmm.
the religion itself.
Mm-hmm.
This is how they get justice and whatever this and that. This is all based on religion, Quran, and this and that. Like it's not
Right.
like laws and simple rules and how to do this and that.
Yeah.
It's more like this is it's very complicated and it's very very like it's not a regular Arabic. It's like straight up like
Yeah.
you know. What are you smiling about,
The
smiley face?
chat. Funky's
Oh
enjoying.
God.
He's like, it's a club up in here, 21 up, and I'm just imagining.
Get your minis.
Get your
And
minis
chug
here.
jugs and 50s.
Oh my
Yes,
god.
sir.
True. That's hilarious. But yeah, I mean, school in general is like even in college, it's like a lot of busy work. And but I mean, the
I
thing is, like,
know.
they need to like with engineering too. The other thing is, you need to
The one
have the
thing they
mental
never
capacity to understand that. Even though it's
true.
you, even though you're not going to use it, like they need to see that you have the mental capacity to go through the work
Dude,
and understand what
I've
it is.
showed you this. You've heard this video today about school. It's like they don't teach us taxes. They don't teach us like stuff that when you get out of
Right?
school
They don't. They
that you
don't.
have to be
They teach you
facing,
nothing. You're an
which
absolute.
which is which is one of the most important things. At least like one class,
And
like
they
three
used to
times a
have that.
week.
They used to like my parents had a class like that,
They
and
used to, but we
we
didn't.
don't.
Like
We don't.
this
Right?
generation,
We don't.
we don't have that, which is one of the most important things, because people get out of school clueless.
Yep.
Like
Totally.
they try to find the question, like they try to find an answer to their question, and
Yeah.
not YouTube is not always helpful. Google's not always helpful,
Right.
and people don't.
Absolutely.
Most people don't have the time to sit with you and just like be like, yeah, this
Yeah,
is
dude.
how to control this and that, and this is how you what is credit and what is tax and what is like they don't
Exactly.
know this.
Nope. And then a lot of people's parents don't end up telling them either, just because they just kind of don't
This
think
just
to.
like mine, dude. I
Right.
graduated. I'm like confused. Huh?
Yeah.
What am I supposed to do?
Exactly.
And I'm still clueless, by the way. I still
Yeah.
question stuff,
Yeah,
but
well, that's the
thank
thing
God
is at this
I
point,
can
like,
learn.
yeah, at this point, it's your responsibility. It's like no one's gonna tell you at this
Yeah,
point, so it's like you just like, oh well, I guess suck it up and one
but
thing at
a
a
lot of
time.
women here tend to just get married and then just the man does everything for them.
True,
But this is not
but
the
that's the thing
UAE.
with the men. A lot of the
That's not
men aren't
smart.
taught either.
That's not smart.
I mean, I don't know at the in the UAE, but it's like here, it's like I was not taught. Nobody taught. Like I can get a lecture from like my dad or something every once in a while about oh what's this or what's that. But I wasn't
Dude, the only
formally
lectures I get from dad is like pray.
right.
Pray. Why aren't you pray? I'm like, you don't know. Like those are those simple. They. My dad tends to never say something useful for me or for my siblings. He always gives us
Yeah,
crap. That
family has a
that has
tendency not to
nothing to.
listen to each other
Dude, that
either.
has nothing to do with what you've been doing. They're not helping. They're making it worse.
Right.
Like if
Yeah.
you're trying to see better in your child, help them. If you don't help them,
Whoops.
they won't be able to help themselves, and nobody's gonna help them. Like nice two words, like two words that are nice, will make a difference
Right.
because they're used to your looks, they're used to what you say, they're used to this and that, and I'm used to what.
Well, because of the unconditional love factor, like they just feel
It's
like they can say whatever
because
they want to, and
dude,
it's you. Nothing's ever gonna happen.
ever since my parents got a divorce and they both had their own lives. We just felt no love, no nothing. They all get the attention. Our
Yeah.
step siblings and our half siblings all do this and that. And we were so jealous. We weren't jealous. We were more hurt than jealous.
Yeah.
Because
Do
why
that.
are we being treated that way and why are they like? It's like we're telling your kids, hello, we exist. Hi, hello.
Yeah. It's like both your parents went and like felt like they were trying to get a new start. They get a new start, more kids, and
Yeah,
like, well, yeah,
it's like
that's a
now,
sucky
now
position.
how it feels like it still feels like that until today. It feels like they have their own lives and we're just like
Right.
extra baggage
You're just like a result
around.
of like their past and whatever.
Yeah,
But
that's why my dad hates to see us doing this and that. They're like, you're my past. Like he always
yeah,
brings it up too, and he told me today, what if I die? Which again, I told you about
you or
this.
him?
He's
Him,
like,
right?
he's like, what if I die? Like, what am I supposed to do? If you die, then God wants you. Like, that's I can't do much about it, honestly. We have no one. Like, if it won't make a change for me whatsoever. I mean, I will be
Yeah.
hurt and I
I
will be
mean,
crying and
him
stuff, but
specifically. I mean, he definitely does want you to be in a position you'll be okay if he. But
I will never
again,
be in that position. I will never be in that position unless I'm the one who makes the move.
well, right, you want to rely on yourself as opposed to just some other person.
Yeah, cause I can not rely on my siblings. That's for sure.
Right.
Not my parents. That's for sure. Not
Right.
friends. That's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, and
So
that comes down to
people
like
should always be,
educating
yeah,
yourself, but also like making a route for yourself. But that's the thing is you have to make. Nobody's ever
yeah,
gonna.
and making it the safe way is the best way. Like making it exceptional to whoever is like, if I do something, I wanna wanna have my parents accept it. At least being forced to being accepting it in like
Right.
some way. Because
Yeah.
God will not give you goodwill. Like He's not gonna be willing anything for you unless the mother is like if the mother is not accepting it, then it's not gonna be going good. Because we believe your mother, your mother, your mother, and then your father. Your mother carried you. Your mother this and that. The mother is the key of a person's life. No matter what the mother does, you always forgive the mother more than forgiving the father.
Okay.
The
I see.
mother
I think I see
breastfed
what
you,
you're
the
saying.
mother
Right.
carried
Right.
you, because in
So
Islam
you
we
have to be
believe
good to your
the
mother.
mother, and then the father. The
Right.
father is the last thing. The mother is 7 times over the father.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. True that.
That's why I always forgive. I forgive and forgive and forgive and
Right.
still never forget though.
Well,
But
yeah. I mean, it would
it's
just be nice if you found a way to forgive, but not be subject to some of
I
the things
forgive
that
her
you
because
don't
I don't
like.
want I don't want
Right.
her to be disappointed in something or like this and that. We're not being accepting of something. So God wills the good for me. Because if that's not gonna happen, then God's not gonna will anything for me. Like if you
I
die
see.
and your mother doesn't accept of what you've done, there's no chance in hell God's giving you the
What
good
if your mother
chances.
was outright wrong, and it's like you were pretty sure that even God knew that your mother's like
I
was
know,
doing
but
was wrong.
God's pretty sure what your mother did, but what's no matter what as long as even if your mom is a junkie, as long as she's she accepts what you like.
But so it can be so hard to get another person to accept.
Yeah,
Like,
it always has to be your mother
I mean, a
because
lot of times that's a
the
losing
mother is
battle.
the mother is the biggest chance of having a door in
Yeah,
heaven.
she is. She is getting. That's true.
Is
I
it
mean,
bad
no, not
that I'm
necessarily.
going deep?
No.
Okay.
I mean, we probably this is 2 hours at this point. I think it's good to wrap it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think 2 hours. I think 2 hours is pretty solid.
I
Like,
think if we talk more, we won't have anything to talk for the next one. So it's better if we
well, yeah,
end.
that and it's like 2 hours is a pretty juicy. Like that's a long time. I think
Yeah,
that's
Towers is a
a
pretty
darn
good
good length.
stream,
Yeah,
pretty good stream slash
that's
podcast.
yeah, that's a lot of talk. But what was your Funky? What was your favorite? Nothing to talk about. Bringing a get. No, we have stuff to talk about. It's not that. It's like 2 hours. I think it's pretty darn solid. I think that's a lot.
We have a lot to talk about. It's just like we don't want to have just random topics. We want to have open conversations with you guys and with us. It's like we just don't want to bring topics that are random and just focus on those topics. We want to have it both ways. Like we want to have topics. We want to be open. We want to be, you know, talking about our experiences or
Yeah, like
everything.
an open forum, right?
Because
Where,
if we have a guest, we're not going to be asking them what's your favorite food. Like, no, that's not it. We have to ask them how they got big, how they got this and that. We're asking them life experiences and how they've got to the point that they are at the moment.
yeah, yeah. Like
So
if
it's
we
like,
bring in we bring in other people, we'll
it's
ask them about.
having a podcast and having no guest is hard because it's like you're two people that know each other and then you're trying to make a lot out of it.
I
And
don't. I think this was.
yeah, I think this was good. I'm just saying, like, having two people is good, but at the same time, it's like having
Well, I
another
think what it is
person,
there's when you bring in there's potential to bring in
having another person can open
value
up, like,
from it. Right. Right.
yeah, like opening topics that may, like, it's basically based on the person, like, based on the person that's like the guest.
Right.
Just like a biggie wiggy deal.
Yeah. Yeah. But either way, honestly, like I'm cool with it. Right, exactly, Andy, exactly. So the idea
Yeah,
is, I
that's,
mean, we're
I
getting
agree
the,
with her
yeah,
100%.
we're getting the bearings
We're just
and
starting so you guys
whatever.
can, guys can get the point of what we're trying to do here, get you guys used to it and us used to it
Yeah.
too.
And then the idea would be like down the line, like each episode, there's like a guest who has like something. Maybe there's something they're known for, or maybe it's just another person that has like new things to bring to the table, and then we just kind of pick their brain for like an hour or two, and then let them
Yeah.
do a lot of the talking, and then just kind of a conversation off of that. But like, because I would love to literally have a podcast where I get somebody and I sit there and I ask them like, hey, what's this, and then let them talk for like 10 minutes,
Yeah,
15 minutes, 20 minutes.
that's what is going, like, that's what is supposed to be
Yeah,
happening when we have a
yeah,
guest. It's he's the main highlight of the episode. So he's doing most of the talking and we're doing most of the getting to know him, asking questions, or her.
bring
We're
Poppy back.
those
He's so
people.
quiet. He's around here and there. He's unbanned. He's freaking quiet all the time.
He's just gonna be like, "Ow, ow, ow," and then nothing else you hear.
Yeah, but like, so I think we'll probably do like a few like this, like get some things like practice, get some things in order, and then after a little bit, like start to look into who we might want to try for like the third slot, and then go from there. It's very quiet. Yeah, he he used to talk more than he does, like especially on stream when I play with him. Like now playing with him, oh, and he doesn't use sound a lot, so that's rough. But used to be a lot more
Yeah, I wish if he
prominent.
did talk, we would have him here.
But he's cool, yeah.
I feel like he's gonna be
He could. He could do it.
making us laugh.
I think Chaz's would be a popular.
I think Chaz. could be our
I think he
first
would be. I
option.
think he would
Could
be an
possibly
easy.
be our first option.
If he's available, we'd have to do that on a Sunday, probably.
Yeah,
But he
yeah.
would be.
And it will be a lot of off-camera work, honestly, for me and Clay.
Yeah, well, we'll just get some. We're getting some stuff figured
Okay,
out. We're
this
having
is
some
the
fun.
point of it. Good God. Do you want to just hear a podcast, just people quiet? It's like doing nothing. Uh
You
huh.
can try, Funky.
Okay,
I would
Clay.
have talking between yourselves or to chat. Some of both. I want to do some of both. I want to find I want to strike a balance for that as well. Like so, where we have full thoughts, but then chat also feels included, which is actually surprisingly difficult to do.
Yeah.
Because I
You
do
guys.
want to get to the chat. Like when somebody says something, I want to get to it and be like, yes, like you're included in the discussion. Like I want
We hear
chat to be
you.
included, but it actually
Yeah.
is. It is more difficult. Like I am surprised at how difficult it is to go between having like full thoughts in a conversation and getting chat.
Because most podcasts, they either post it on I like those podcast places or like iTunes. Like there's always something,
I
and
mean,
then
okay, probably with a guest.
they talk to yeah they either talk to their fans doing that, which is basically talking to no one and the person with them, or they have a guest, which most people have guests, and having to do a stream and podcasting is two different things together. And
Yeah.
then you want to include the people, you want to make it interesting, you want to do this, and there's a lot of things we need to learn. I'm really getting to it slowly.
Let's see. If definitely if there was three people, my dog is like, oh my god, my dog's gonna be a guest on a freaking one. So like a
Dude,
studio.
Hazel is just gonna bark,
They
and
both
Fant is just
they
gonna
both bark.
they're just gonna
No,
so
but what I'm trying to say is
they're obviously in the podcast at the moment. You can hear them in the background.
I
Hello.
literally I'm like my
I can
brain.
tell that's not Hazel, but okay.
My cable management. All right, Funky mods ban that guy. You're not allowed to talk about that. Like if there was a third person as a guest, it would be very difficult to talk to chat. So I think in that situation, it would be more amongst ourselves, and then maybe have like a portion of the podcast where we're looking at chat when chat has like questions for this person or something, or like then that's the way they would be
So you
involved.
guys are always guests in the podcast itself. You guys are always included. We want to make it fun for you, interesting for you. We want to make
Yeah.
you guys like be like, oh my god, a
But
podcast?
Amna's
Yes.
done a lot of work for.
I'm still doing more. I really want to do a lot more. I'm still like,
Yeah, she's crank. Like literally,
believe it
all
or
I
not,
have to
I'm
do
still.
is I named it, and then all I have to do is stream it for the most part. I'm like, heck,
I was the beginning of stream. I was so quiet. I was nervous. I'm like, what am I supposed to say? How do you start this? That's why I need to.
you always end up opening up.
Yeah, but
Like
again, I
it's
still need to learn more. I've been slowly getting to it. I have a lot of notes, a lot of ways, and a lot of like
I mean, you don't want to overthink it
highlight.
either. You know, like
Yeah, I'm not overthinking it. I'm just have trying
yeah.
to find the lead for it to make more sense to us and to the people watching it. That's all. That's the highlight I want. I just wanted to make more sense, easy going, fast and smooth, um, easy controlling, this and that. I
Well, it
just want
doesn't
to
have to
make
be
it
too
that way.
fast either.
Yeah, not too fast. Like I mean, as in like us getting to a point, like us starting a conversation, not just being like there and quiet and like questionable.
Right. Yeah, I think that's all gonna start to come
Because
naturally.
the biggest no in a
Chat needs the
podcast is
room.
doing nothing,
Yeah, right. You don't want dead air either. You don't want dead air,
or
but
like
you
being stuck
right,
somewhere that you don't
right,
have anything to talk about.
right,
Like you don't want to go through this topics too fast or too slow.
right.
That's I've been learning a lot.
Yeah, but
I don't think anybody wants to see me stream. So we're just gonna leave it at Clay over here and just you know.
no, I think she's talking about Mo.
Ah,
Everybody, I won't get into it this time, but yeah, no, you can't unless you get yourself banned or something. Like if you know, if you do something where Twitch wants to cut their ties with you, you can, but you don't. Like if you hit your requirements, get affiliate, and then go back under, your fine. Doesn't matter. But yeah, that's. We're gonna wrap this up for now.
yes sir, yes sir. It's already 4 a.m. for me
I
already. Like
appreciate
almost.
it, and it was fun, and it's new. I like it, and he's gone. That it'll be like that, and there's the
Heart
heart.
moments for you guys.
Call him the wind, yeah, for real. But
uh,
yeah, I appreciate it. We
yeah.
had a juicy stream as well before this. Bye bye. I appreciate it seriously, really, and have a beautiful night, day. Peace.